allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Moving on to roll call.
Whitney Tucker, Tom Hooper.
Here.
Casey Benner,
Here.
Bill Hard. Here. Mark Buckeye.
Here.
Four.
Okay, moving on to the approval of agenda for tonight's meeting.
I will make a motion to approve the agenda.
I second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second to approve the agenda. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Oh, I forgot who last. Moving on to the approval of minutes from our last meeting of September 18th of 2023.
I'll make a motion to approve minutes.
I second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the minutes from our last meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, moving on to introduction of evidence.
We have the design guidelines, the city ordinance. There are copies of the staff reports on the table, which you received last Friday. That's all I have.
I move to accept the evidence.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second to accept the evidence. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, moving on to old business.
Just real quick, we had our workshop 2 weekends ago. Mr. Buckeye participated. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We had a good turnout, 8, and then I ended up working, so we had 9 of us in there working, and it was a good group. A lot of folks, a lot of good questions, folks who own these houses in town, so it was very valuable. I think Bob Yap enjoyed it. I think he would always come back. I wish he had a school here, and he doesn't, but it went very well. That's all I have.
Okay. Moving on to new business. Are we gonna break this down into like part 1, 2, 3?
Certainly can, yeah.
Yes, okay. Moving on to new business, we'll start with SGHC 001-24 to receive a certificate of appropriateness to renovate the structure, including 1, installing vinyl windows, 2, adding a gable roof over the garage, 3, extending the rear addition the full width of the house, and 4, replacing the aluminum siding with vinyl siding at 263 Jefferson. Do I have anyone here to speak on that?
Right.
Can you come to the podium, please?
Sure. One correction, it's vinyl siding on there now.
Okay.
Okay. I
Yeah.
went over there and I swore it was aluminum.
Yeah, I pulled some off to see what was behind it, and that's when I realized that there is no asbestos behind it, which was a surprise. It's the wood, 1x12, the tar paper. So somebody, I guess, over the years had pulled it off and had put the vinyl on it. Yeah.
I didn't hear that.
He was saying that it's actual vinyl siding on the front of the house, Bill. And originally it had the asbestos probably tile on it. They probably took it off and then they just put vinyl on it.
Okay.
So we're replacing vinyl with vinyl.
Right. So replacing vinyl with vinyl.
Right.
Okay. Let's start with item number 1, installing the vinyl windows. Do we have any questions?
I looked at the windows that are there, and they don't appear to be in really bad condition at all. As a matter of fact, they look like they're in really good condition. So I wonder why you might want to replace those with vinyl.
The biggest thing is they're still single pane glass. And I'm gonna spend over $100,000 renovating it. I don't want, a window that won't help me, sell it as like an energy efficient home. And it doesn't have to be a vinyl window. I can go in with a composite window, anything, even if I had, DNS make wood windows. I want a double pane window in that house.
So you think the double pane is gonna sell your house? So you're gonna sell it, what you're saying?
Absolutely. I'm bringing up to the highest market value that I can find in that neighborhood, for sure.
Brad, have you thought about doing like a real high quality storm on the outside?
I've done that before, and it limits my market. It really does. It puts it down into a medium grade house instead of a high grade house. The problem I've got with a couple of the windows, especially the two front windows, one of them has some termite damage that we exposed once we uncovered the fireplace. And the other one, my demo guys knocked all the glass out of the other window. So at some point, I'm gonna have to replace something anyway. But I just can't see spending that kind of money on a single pane glass. That's
Well,
my,
it has storm windows on it, and actually, single pane of glass with a storm window over it represent a higher R value than dark pane windows, actually. Like if you're trying for energy efficiency,
right.
it's more efficient to keep your existing windows with a storm window over them.
Yeah, yeah, I'd have to replace the storm windows because they're all missing parts and falling apart. Yeah.
Wait, is that something you would consider doing, Brad? I mean, putting a good,
I mean, if my hands are tied, I have to.
Okay.
But it'll reduce my selling value.
Would it be better then to maybe put wood dual pane in there so they have the look and the feel of the originals, rather than the vinyl?
At that point, then, if with the wood window, I'd almost have to go with a storm window anyway to protect them, because, I mean, people who paint a house here in the town have to spend $5,000-6,000 a year or every other year to repaint everything anyway. So, I mean, at that point, it's a moot point. I would still have to put storm windows on that. If that's what I have to do, that's what I have to do. Because the house was pretty much condemned. I mean, there was squatters in there for a couple of years, and I'm trying to bring it up to where it benefits the neighborhood.
well, it does have to be the first part on the agenda. Me personally, I just don't like vinyl windows. I mean, and I mean, and I don't know if you've hit vinyl in your report.
Mark was saying he doesn't like vinyl windows, and I've had bad problems with those in a different historic home.
I put it in mind when I first bought my house. In 5 minutes, they're
Wood windows really don't last very long.
Yeah, and the composite ones are also,
Right now that I renovated, about 10 years ago, and a lot of the wood windows, since they aren't old growth wood, they need to be replaced already. Because soft wood, the newer wood, really does pick up the water. That's impervious to moisture. I'd like to see it keep the wood windows, and I think it would still be cheaper to keep the wood windows, restore them, and get some new storm windows.
And I kind of agree with Bill. I mean, I like the old windows. I mean, like I said, I mean, I've got buildings with both the original windows and storms, and I myself, if I was going to buy a house, that's what I would look for, is the old original windows as opposed to the new double pane and whatnot. It just,
Which you really can't see the window once you put a storm window on it afterwards, but yeah,
yeah, I mean, from the inside you can, I mean, but
yeah.
you can to a point.
Like I say, I'll do whatever it takes, because I plan on, this will be over a $200,000 house when I'm done.
Right.
So I want to be able to sell it for a profit,
Sure.
but yet upgrade the neighborhood.
Want to go on to number 2 and then.
You want to just go on to like the other ones, or you want to settle on this one first?
You want to visit a point and finish it or come back around?
You guys.
So we're gonna decide this issue by issue?
Yeah, well, point by point.
On the whole thing, or what are we gonna?
Yeah, that's what we're doing. Do you want to move on to the number 2 for now, and then we'll
We can-
come back to 1?
Put a pause on number 1 and move to number 2 and come back. Think about the windows a few minutes.
Yeah, let's go on to item 2 and then we'll revisit.
Let's do it, that way we can kind of decide on different parts of it at
Right.
the end of the whole.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so we're going to put a little pause on number 1. Think about it. Do we need a motion to pause it? Not just, okay, because we're not tabling it.
Yeah,
Right.
Okay. Moving on to item number 2, adding a gable roof over the garage.
I have no problem with that whatsoever. I think it would be, I think it goes, it would complement the design of the house with the side gable on the
Right.
house. I think it would look a lot-
Just continuation.
All right. Are you going to keep the same pitch, Brad?
Excuse me?
Is the garage going to have the same pitch as the other
It'll
roof?
be the same pitch as the front of the house, absolutely. Yeah, it looks like they just threw that on there somewhere in the 70s, maybe.
It's weird.
Yeah,
It's
that'll
weird.
be
Yeah,
nice.
I don't like a flat roof at all.
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
Right, nice. Okay,
so I'll make a motion to approve the,
We can do it all at once.
oh, you want to do it all at once?
Yeah.
then? Okay.
But I hear that we're good with the gable.
We're good with the gable roof.
That's, item 2 is great.
Correct.
Moving on to item 3, extending the rear addition to the full width of the house.
And I have no problem with that either.
I'm good with that. Bill?
I think the design of it is okay. I don't think it is incompatible with the rest of the house. It also makes, since the owner says that he's trying to make some money on the house, I think it probably expand the footprint, probably helps him make a little more profit.
What is the square foot on that, Brad?
Excuse me?
What is the square footage on it as it sits?
As it sits, it's roughly 1,500
Isn't
both
it?
floors.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, second floor, yeah.
So I'm gonna add
Yeah. I was just
300
talking-
feet,
I was
maybe.
just talking on a footprint
on
on
a
one
foot
floor.
per
so-
floor, yeah. About 750 each
Okay,
floor.
so pretty small.
Yeah. And it was divided up in smaller rooms. I'm gonna open that up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on to item 4, replacing we originally had aluminum siding with vinyl, but we've had a correction to vinyl siding with vinyl siding. Do you have any questions on that?
Did you hear that, Bill? I don't know if you could hear it.
Bill, did you hear that?
No?
We moved on to the vinyl siding piece of it.
Yeah.
Input on the vinyl siding, Bill?
And it's replacing vinyl with vinyl.
Correct.
Correct.
Am I understanding that right?
Yes.
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 And if it's got vinyl, what kind, are you just gonna use like the flat lap? Like what's like?
I think it would
like
look
what's
more
on-
traditional for that period. That was a 1930 house. I think I'd rather go with the lap siding than the Dutch lap. Yep. And I don't know if you guys have any input on the color, but I'd like to go with kind of a more historical color.
No, we have no input.
Yeah.
on it. As long as it's not pink or purple.
Yeah. Multicolor.
There's one of them, so if it's
Our historic preservation ordinance doesn't restrict any
no colors, no,
kind of colors. that you
No.
want in
Okay.
your house.
Perfect.
no.
Unfortunately, in some cases.
Yeah.
True, it's true.
Yeah. It has a big chunk of brick in the front, so that'll dictate what matching color goes with it. Yeah.
Right.
So we're good with replacing vinyl with vinyl.
It's vinyl, yeah.
Okay. So let's circle back to the windows.
Windows.
Back to number 1, Bill.
Okay, so, okay. I would make a motion that we approve this plan with the exception of replacing the windows and, keeping the existing windows and restoring the existing windows. And I'd encourage, for energy efficiency, I'd encourage, the owner to get new storm windows if that is an issue.
Okay. Now, what about the windows in the addition,
What about the windows in the addition?
in the rear?
In the back, in the new addition?
Yeah.
In the new addition? We're gonna make you go find wooden windows in some other house and put them in.
I don't,
Oh, I would say it's probably use same fenestration, you know, like, I think all the ones on the back are 3/1s also, aren't they?
I can get the same grid pattern made, sure.
That's what I would do. I mean, of course, those are, new construction are gonna be, would be what, Bill? He was asking about the windows on the back on the new addition. What would those,
yeah, I think if they, I'd encourage you to use the same 3/1.
Right.
3/1 now.
right,
I mean, in terms of material, I think metal is better than even wood and metal are better than vinyl, but since they're new windows, I don't really have any brothers as far as those materials go on the back of the house, on the addition anyway.
Okay.
right.
Okay. That's acceptable.
So am I hearing windows on the back are acceptable in whatever material?
Yeah.
Yep.
And the rest, I'll just rebuild the wooden ones and the existing wooden ones.
It's cat storms.
And I'll probably get some white storm windows. They'd look a lot better than the shiny silver
Oh, yeah,
ones.
yeah.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Well, they can even, some of them now, they can even color match them.
Yeah, the color match.
I don't know how much it is, but I was gonna do that much.
Yeah. I think the white would look nice and traditional and
Yeah.
pop out of the color.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
I agree.
Okay, so I have a motion to approve the certificate with modifications to restore the original wooden windows. Windows in the addition are okay as long as they are the same
Grid.
grid. Roof is good, addition is good, siding is good.
That's correct. Now I'll second that.
Okay, so I have a motion and a second.
So you're making the motion.
Well, Bill
No.
made the motion
Okay.
Bill did.
I'll second
with
now.
the,
I'll second.
You seconded, okay, you seconded
tweaking
it.
the
Okay,
windows.
good.
So
Okay.
keep the existing wood windows on the front and side, allow other material on the new addition on the back with the same fenestration, and everything else is okay.
Correct.
Okay.
all in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay.
Great.
Done and done.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Brad.
sir.
That was painless.
Hey, what are you gonna do with that door on that thing?
The front door,
Are you gonna try to strip it?
it's not the original.
I was trying to figure out if it was.
Yeah, it's hideous. It looks like they drug it off a riverboat somewhere.
Bad.
Yeah.
It
I'll,
is-
I'm gonna,
knock on it
I'm
every
gonna
time.
go through some of the neighborhoods and stuff else and find the appropriate door.
What year is that?
1930.
Go by my little Airbnb. It's, it looks like it's a plank door.
Okay.
I stripped it down.
And the other thing there, it's a 32-inch door, and by standards, it should be 36, and I do have the framing room to get one in there for accessibility, so. But yeah, I'd like something that looks a little more traditional, for sure.
We'll talk.
All right,
Talk.
thanks.
Once you were doing some architectural salvage there for a moment.
I may be getting rid of one in one of my other buildings. That's what I'm getting at.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to move on to item number 2, SGHC 002-24, to receive a certificate of appropriateness to construct a 6-foot wooden privacy fence in the rear yard at 495 Jefferson.
So I don't see anyone here for this request. Certainly table it if you want, but the back page of the staff report has kind of a layout of where the fence will go. And then, of course, it would be a standard, fairly standard 6-foot dog-eared fence.
So my question was on that. Is there a neighbor over here?
There is a neighbor there, and it's not on here,
Yeah, that's,
but the applicant did comment that this section near the sidewalk would be lower than the
it wouldn't be 6 feet.
correct. Yeah, this driveway, this side of the driveway here is actually the property line. There is a house right.
Okay, so they're using the, okay, now it's making sense to me. Okay.
Yeah, they're
I was thinking
basically
they were
inside the
coming in the-
garage as an extension of the fence.
I was thinking they were coming in the garage this, well, I don't know, maybe they are.
You get into the garage off of Fifth Street.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Really don't see any problem with them. I don't,
Let's say that.
I don't-
Fence will taper down to not block you.
yeah.
Just cut off on my paper. I'm looking at my email. Do the neighbors here have fence in the back? Do we know?
I do not think so.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear.
Yes, if the neighbors, it would be the neighbors on the west side, as you go down Jefferson, have a fence existing. I do not believe they do.
When they put fences in, do they typically, does the city contact the neighbors saying anything? No, I didn't know if they did or not. Let's see how far that is. Or is that 2 feet?
I don't know the distance. Usually, the applicant is Jamie Martin. Usually, it's like a mower path, so 18, 24 inches,
Well, the property line is
the dotted line.
the dotted line. It says 6 inches off property line
Right.
There you go.
on,
Well, no,
on the
I was
base.
just, right, I was just looking to see.
It shows 22 inches.
Oh, okay. On my copy, I just couldn't see, I couldn't see what the first
Actually, I think it's
letter was.
22.
Feet?
Well, it shows 22, maybe feet, but that's,
Yeah, that's 22 feet.
the drawing is very,
Not quite the scale.
not quite just good.
Okay, well, that's
Do you need
what-
this one? It's big. Well,
No, it doesn't matter. I mean, I had the same thing. I just was looking, I'm like, all right.
I can't hold my phone up big enough to,
Okay. Anyway, regardless, I really don't have a problem with it. Bill?
I'm sorry,
I
I
said-
didn't really a lot of.
I said, I don't have any problems with the fence, the way what it's gonna be.
Yeah, I would go for approving it.
Okay.
Yeah, so,
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve.
second.
okay, I have a motion and a second to approve the certificate of appropriateness to construct a 6-foot wooden privacy fence in the rear yard at 495 Jefferson. All in favor?
Aye.
I,
Any opposed? Okay. Moving on to SGHC 003-24 to receive a certificate of appropriateness to install a pole sign at 165 South 4th Street.
Would you like an electronic pole sign? You know, we'll do big digital billboard.
Prefer not.
Oh, prefer not. All right, fine, fine.
How many candles are you gonna light up there each evening?
And that's I don't know. So we have reused the existing City Hall sign here at 44 Plaza, but we don't believe that it is the best looking sign available. And as we're digging through all the papers, getting ready to move from South 4th Street to here, David comes in my office and goes, look at this. This is kind of cool. I went, I like that. I like the looks of it. So
That's this.
Yeah.
as we work moving forward, it's like, well, how do you identify City Hall, not go back with the original sign? And with what we saw here, it's like, well, let's find out what kind of signage we can put on that pole. If we can do the pole in-house, that saves us money, and we just end up buying the sign itself. So what I did was I called Signs Etc. They came up with this high density foam that looks like a metal sign. It's kind of a 3D look. If you go by, it's in Butterfield, the apartments over on Park. That's that type of material. So it's like, well, here, I've got this one I'm just now working on with First State Bank. You might like this. This might look appropriate for City Hall. And it's like, that's it. That's exactly what we're looking for. That black look, gold lettering, just, I mean, it'll help the building pop a little bit and also it'll be more visible for the traveling public, whether you're going up and down the street or whether you're walking. You'll see the sign. So I have not heard back from Public Works that they can put the pole in, what we're going to be facing when we get in there. But at this point, I'd like to, look at pursuing it. I can then take it to the board and say, we've got approval from Heritage. This is what we're thinking. Do you want to move forward? We'll use contingency money to pay for it. So questions?
So is ours going to, the shape of it, will it be more this shape with our, like the city logo up here and then say City Hall?
No, I'd rather have the oblong like
You'd rather have
that.
that?
If you go down, so there's a variety of them on Market and Merchant Streets. The ones I was looking at were more circular, but to do the St. Genevieve logo and City Hall, it needs to be oblong.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But it would be connected by chains on the top and then probably a chain off to the side as well. Black pole, again, the black sign with the gold lettering, and candles surrounding it to light it up.
Lots of candles.
Yeah.
I like it.
Do we have any additional questions?
No.
Move to accept?
Well, second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second to accept the certificate of appropriateness to install a pole sign at 165 South 4th. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
Thank you.
Moving on to administrative approvals.
Just a couple of evenings, 74 Seraphim, gentleman who lives there actually had, I don't know what happened, something happened, you can tell by this picture with the cellar door hardware, and it would not close. He asked if he could basically replace that as it sits, and I said he could, exact same material.
Sure.
So that's what he plans to do. It's probably done already because as it was, there were critters getting in his cellar. And then 188 North Main is some clapboard siding repairs. So there's quite a few of those going on around town.
Good.
Yeah.
Everybody knows how to do it now.
Yeah. Yeah. That's all I have.
Okay, do we have any public comments? Okay, we can adjourn.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bill.
Bill.
Thanks, Bill.